Hello, today we're doing something just a little tiny bit different. Today I'm going to take a look at a budget EDC kit. This is a kit I put together a few years ago with the idea of just seeing how much you could do a sort of a fairly basic budget EDC kit for. First of all, we'll take a look at the pouch itself. Now the pouch itself, it appears to be, well, it is a Chinese knockoff copy of what I think is a Maxpedition pouch. It's actually really quite sturdy. The stitching is good on it, the zips are good, the sort of double stiffened belt loops on the back, and it's got molly webbing and things on the back as well. And this was, I think, about £5 or £6 when I bought this off eBay. Okay, we're going to keep this fairly short if I can, because otherwise I'm going to ramble on. We have a small front pouch. The only drawback with this pouch is it is actually open at the bottom here, so you do have to keep in mind that small items will fall through. In the front pouch we have good old cheapy compass and a plastic whistle on a bit of paracord. And that's it for the front pouch. On the side by here we have Chinese knockoff tactical pen, which is quite a sharp tip on there, and yes, it does actually work as a pen. I've not tried breaking my car window with it to see if it works, and I'm not going to, so don't bother asking, but it is pretty sturdy, and I mean that would give, it would probably break a window, and it would certainly give somebody a very nasty headache if you stuck that in the side of their head, if you had to use it as a kind of a self-defense type of thing. Back to the pouch. The pouch itself has two zip compartments, a front pouch and a back pouch. In the front pouch, when we open the pouch, first thing that comes out, a torch. This is a Cree ultra fast or ultra fire, I think it is. These are cheapy torches from eBay. These are a couple of pound on eBay, and they're really great value for money, I gotta be honest. They come in two flavours. This one has 3 modes, which is strobe, high and low, and it defaults to the next mode. So if I turn this back on now, it will come back on in strobe, which is sort of handy because you can then use it for a sort of a self-defense role again. The other thing it's got is it's got a zoom function, which you can probably see there. They give quite a good bit of light. As far as I can tell, the output from these on full power seems to be around the 100 lumens mark, although I can't be sure, I've got no way of measuring that. But it's plenty to find your way around at night, or to see where you're going, and that zoom thing actually works really well, because in the dark you can zoom that in and look at something 50 or 60 yards away, and you can get quite a good idea, you know, of what's there. It lights it up quite well. Next thing out then is a spare battery for the torch. It works on AA batteries, by the way, I should have mentioned that. Next we have good old-fashioned ferro rod and a fire lighter, which I'm not going to try by here because I don't want to set the place on fire, and I'm doing this indoors at the moment. Out we come. Good old-fashioned cheapy lighter. Multi-tool, folding pliers-y thing. Again, these are all reasonably budget cheapy items. These are all things I bought from sort of pound shops, or from a couple of quid on eBay, or this was from one of the various tool shops, I can't remember which one. Again, £2 or £3, but it's quite sturdy. It's not paracord, but it's horrible yellow nylon cord. I went for a nice bright yellow because I figured that could be useful if you need to mark your trail or anything. And here we have half a biro, a dead half a biro, with a couple of yards of duct tape wound around it, which is always handy again. And there is something asking if I can get it out. And a small penknife. It's only small, I mean you're not going to chop trees down with that, or you might be able to skin game with it or something. It's not particularly sturdy, but it's quite solid. It's not going to close on your fingers easily, and it'll do for lightweight sort of skinning jobs, or for, you know, cutting string or bits and pieces like that. And that's all that's in that pouch. Next we go on to the back pouch. The first thing out is what used to be the good old-fashioned British Army hussuf, if they were called, or housewife as we used to call them. And all that's in that is a metal mirror. There's the camera. That's just mainly for signalling or something like that. Next thing out is one of these good old-fashioned ponchos, the old-fashioned festival rain type ponchos, which was, this one's actually marked £1.50. I don't know where it come from, but it's £1.50 from somewhere. Again, you know, if you get stuck out in the pouring rain, or you've got to spend a night out, that can make such a difference if the weather's horrible. The next thing out is two plastic bags here. These are just ordinary, decent sized plastic Ziploc bags. In the bottom one we have a couple of squares of toilet paper, and more importantly some water purifying tablets. These can be used for collecting and carrying water if needs it. I'm rushing this a little bit because I don't know how long this video is going to last, and I don't want to keep it. Emergency foil blanket. Again, these are about £1 if you shop around for these things. Got a couple of plasters and an antiseptic wipe. Good old fashioned pencil, and my old favourite, I don't know if you can see that on camera, good sturdy plastic magnifying glass. Very handy for all sorts of things. If you've got to get, you know, splinters out of your finger or something like that. And last but not least, a little button compass, and it does work. That's just a backup basically. And that is what's in my budget EDC kit. Pretty much everything in there was a few pounds, or no more than a couple of quid anyway. But I think the pouch is probably the dearest thing. I think that was about £6. I think the pen was about 3 or 4. So it's all really useful stuff, you know, but if you need it, that makes such a difference for a night out. Sorry I'm rushing it a bit, folks, but there we go. That's it. My budget EDC kit. Thanks for watching.